The other issue in an autoimmune disease is because things are out of whack because of the enzymes, you have what are called mismarked cells. In your body, my cells, Susan's cells, are marked with long-chain carbohydrates in a particular sequence that tells my body, that's a cell of Susan. Let's not kill that, it's part of her. When those long-chain carbohydrates on that cell are not correctly built, my body does not recognize that cell as Susan, and it attacks it. That's where you have the symptoms of autoimmune disease. If it's in rheumatoid arthritis, then it's the synovial membrane and the synovial fluid in your joints. If it's lupus, if it's Crohn's disease, wherever that particular manifestation is in you, it's because your body's attacking you there because your body doesn't know you're you. Because those long chain carbohydrates, just picture like a cell with a little chain on it, a bunch of little linked chains. And one or two of them are missing or they look weird and your body doesn't know you're you. So the other key to solving an autoimmune disease is to get those long chain carbohydrates built back correctly. To build those long chain carbohydrates, your body has to have enzymes. So since your enzyme system is screwed up, you need enzymes, which I didn't know Robin was going to be talking about enzymes next month, so that's odd that falls in together there. It's a highly enzyme dependent process, those long chain carbohydrates. Okay, let's see, where am I? Okay, we talked about steroids deplete all that, so the body's working against itself. Okay, so here's the goal of solving autoimmune disease. So the two issues, your T1s, T2s are here, T1s are here, T1s and T2s are out of whack, and your body is having a hard time recognizing you as itself, and there's some underlying issue that is usually not identifiable. Like if you have rheumatoid arthritis, I'm not going to be able to, it would be weird that I would be able to figure out, oh, is that mycoplasma pneumonia that you had 8 years ago? Or it might be cadmium, so it's kind of hard to figure that out. A hair analysis would help in trying to figure out if there's a heavy metal issue, but you probably just need to look at doing some sort of a cleansing process in case you have some underlying weird little unnamed virus. So that's one of the things we're going to talk about. All right, so I have a little analogy I'll give you guys. And I use this whether I'm talking with an HIV patient or client, or whether I'm talking with someone who has cancer as an issue, I'm talking with somebody who has cholesterol as an issue. If you have in your living room a rug on your living room floor that is soaking wet and it's starting to grow mold, what would you do? Throw it out. And then you dry up the mess and you put a brand new rug down. And then a couple weeks later, after a big rain, it's soaking wet again and it's getting moldy. So you take the rug out and throw it away, or clean it, or get the mold off. You put a brand new rug down and you clean out and you put it back. And a couple weeks later, after a rain, it's all wet and moldy again. Why does this keep happening? I'm doing what I'm supposed to do to solve this problem. What's the problem? You need to fix the leak in the roof. Now, let's say you fix the leak in the roof, but you don't do anything about the moldy rug. You just leave it there. Is that good for your living room? You need to do both. And so no matter what your underlying issue is, no matter what your health challenge is, you've got to fix the leaky roof. And you have to solve what the leaky roof caused. You have to do both. You can't do one or the other, and you can't just sort of clean half the rug and fix half the roof. That's not going to solve your problem. So that's what we're going to talk about. Okay, the leaky roof in autoimmune disease is that catalyst. Whatever's still potentially in your body, the toxin, the heavy metal, the pathogen, you've got to get rid of that. If you can think through and figure it out for yourself, like in Judy's case, knowing it was the scorpion toxin, that's great, but in most cases you won't be able to do that. So again, try to figure out what that is. Do a hair analysis, and then find a way to cleanse those heavy metals out of yourself. A good natural health practitioner, the people here at For Goodness Sake can show you some cleanse things that will help. Silica, cell-food silica is a great option for getting rid of some heavy metals. So you've got to solve the underlying problem. If you think it's a viral situation, find an antiviral product. There are enzymes specific for viruses. I said I wasn't going to mention the products, but I kind of have to. There's a line called Enzymatica, which they carry here, that has a product called Virus Stop that kills viruses. You can use monolaurin, which is lauric acid, which is from coconut. Monolaurin breaks it basically will work where the T1s aren't working and kill that virus. And again, it could be some little underlying tiny little virus stuck somewhere in your body that's never been detected. You might never have had pneumonia from it. You can do a whole body cleanse. You can cleanse every nook and cranny of your body a couple of times, like every 3 to 6 months. You can either do that, you know, working again with a nutritional store where they have those prepackaged, or you can work with a health practitioner and come up with what they believe would be a good way to cleanse. You can balance pH, which is a topic that I know that you guys have done several times. I won't go into that, but you can buy a book. You can get, again, a natural health practitioner to help you get your pH balanced. Most pathogens will not live in a good pH system. So if you get your pH correct, there's a very narrow window for us as humans to have our pH correct. Get your pH correct and keep it that way. You can get your immune system in good shape so it can do its work a little better. You're going to have to balance the T1s and T2s, which we'll get to. But, you know, stop putting in any more toxins. If your body's over here trying to deal with that underlying virus and you're helping it with monolaurin or something like that, stop putting in other toxins. Read every label and don't put those things that I mentioned in your body. Your body cannot do this and this at the same time. Don't use your microwave. Don't cook with plastic. Don't char a thing on the barbecue grill. Don't put distractions in while your body's trying to solve this issue. Just don't do that to yourself. Give your body a break and let it solve this. So work on your immune system. All right. So that's solving that issue. I loved your talk. Thank you. No, that's fine. All right, so that solves the leaky root issue. Okay, so balancing the T1 and T2 ratio. Your goal is to increase your T1s and drop your T2s so that they are in balance. The major gland in your body that regulates, the major organ that regulates T1s and T2s is your thymus. You might consider having your thymus checked out to see how it's working. There are blends that you can take that are specific, herbal blends that you can take, nutrient blends that you can take. You can take thymus extract. There's a lot of products out there in the marketplace that will help your thymus be the healthiest that it can be, which is one of the first steps in getting your T1s and your T2s in balance. Plant sterols like sprouts or any kind of a plant sterol, there's a lot of products out there that have plant sterols in there. Like a good cholesterol lowering blend is probably going to have plant sterols in it. You could take it for the same issue. Anything that's got sprouts in it, eat sprouts. That'd be an original concept. Actually eat the sprouts instead of buying them in a product. But buy a product if you want to make a smoothie. A lot of green blends have plant sterols in them. A lot of red blends, a lot of fruit blends, if you want to use that kind of a product, will have plant sterols. Plant sterols will help balance your T1s and your T2s. Excuse me. And vitamin E decreases your T2s. So as an antioxidant, you could take as high a level of vitamin E as you felt like you were comfortable with or your health practitioner recommended that you take care of. So balancing your T1s and your T2s, get your thymus working right, use plant sterols at least on a daily basis, and consider using vitamin E. Resolve that mismarked cell issue. Get those long-chain carbohydrates, specifically saying that you're you. One of the key ways that you can do that is to take an enzyme supplement with your meals and separate from your meals. If you take enzyme supplement separate from your meals, so it's not busy about breaking down the junk food that you're putting in your body, or even, you know, the good foods like steak is not good. A good steak, there's nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't have any enzymes to break itself down. And if you're like most of us, you can't break that down very well either. So take a good enzyme supplement with your meals, but also take an enzyme supplement on an empty stomach. A good enzyme supplement blend will help your body reestablish that enzyme system within itself to help those long-chain carbohydrates be built correctly. Your body can make those long-chain carbohydrates all by itself if it has what it needs, which is enzymes. And aloe, and it's kind of a long story, I won't go into it, but aloe will also help, drinking aloe on a daily basis will help your body get those long-chain carbohydrates on your cells marked correctly. So find a good aloe supplement. The reason I would say an aloe supplement instead of making your own from your aloe plant is unless you're just really good at figuring out how to use every bit of that aloe leaf like these extraordinary manufacturers have been able to do. It's not just the gel. You can't just go out and open the thing up and take a blob of the gel and put it in your mouth every day. You need all the parts of that aloe plant, the leaf. So I would, in that case, most of the other time you can get these things from your foods and your own intake.